Dave! What's up, dude?
What up, pimpin'?
Let's just let everyone know we've done that intro 3 times now.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, all right. So we're fighting through some technical issues, but we're back, baby. We're back.
We are back.
And I got the homie of all homies. Let me introduce you, David Aronson, on the podcast tonight. Super excited. You were actually supposed to come on the podcast as my next guest before I took a hiatus.
Yeah, yeah,
I just remembered that now. You
yeah,
were like, yeah, we're gonna do this podcast, and we were boiling some shit back then. We had some like projects we were thinking about, you know.
yeah. This is one of them.
That is one of them. That was gonna be a lot different project than it turned out to be, or is right now. But that thing's
Yeah,
coming along sick. We'll get into that in a little bit because
yeah,
people are stoked on that thing. I posted, a couple shots of that thing on Instagram that you sent me, and fucking
yeah.
I think you got like 1,000 likes overnight or some shit like that. It was fucking
Whoa, wow.
gnarly. Yeah, on that post. I'm like, dang,
Yeah,
dude, sick.
yeah. I think that one came together pretty well.
Well,
It actually the whole project did turn out good. As far as I've gotten so far.
I don't want to jump into that one yet. I want to save that for a little
Yeah,
bit as we start to get through this. You have a ton of projects to talk about. I don't even know. I'm probably going to have you on like 4 or 5 more times to really get
yeah,
the scope and into the details of all the projects that at least I've seen. I'm going to talk about the stuff I've seen, but I'm sure you've got crazy shit beyond what I've even seen. But I'm going to take it back to the OG Fuck Yeah Volkswagens podcast itineraries, and let's get it started with how did you get into cars, man? How'd you get into Volkswagens, Euros? How did you become this mad psycho genius when it comes to these little shit boxes?
well, it's kind of crazy. It started out, I was really young anyway. And, like I said, I was working on my brother's 911, right out of the gate, but that inspired me to being able to buy my own Porsche when I was I was 15, and it was all smacked up.
What kind
And,
of Porsche
I
was
mean,
it?
it looked like nobody wanted it.
What was it? Like a 911
Um,
or what kind?
it was the 914,
914?
my first car.
Dang, dude.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
before we were talking, because we gotta let everyone know, we got into a podcast before fucking everything just died for some reason. But you started wrenching on cars when you were 11 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
11 years old. That's
Yeah.
crazy to me.
Actually, the first thing that I learned how to do was body work,
Oh
believe it or
shit.
not. And now you see that I hate it.
Just
But it
send
doesn't mean
this.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could make a car laser straight. I don't, you know what I mean?
Dude, bodywork is
Big,
so tedious. I had a buddy, coincidentally, his name was Dave. And he had a body shop in Northern California, and he worked on air cooled stuff. He was like an air cooled guy. Well, he had water cooled stuff too, but he was mostly like an air cooled guy. And
yeah,
I wanted to do body work to the Mark IV R32 that I had back in the day. And so I actually did a ton of body work on that thing myself. And I would go, I'd work my normal job, and I'd go to his body shop 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night, and he would literally just have me sanding fucking panels, like deck lids and quarter panels and shit. And then after I'd put some work in, then we would work on my shit. We'd like shave my bumpers, or we'd like, we painted a bunch of shit. So I fucking hate body work too. It's tedious.
yeah.
It's an art form though, dude.
Well, and I think there's an art form in patina as well, because a lot of you got to have vision for junk, and you got to see through, junk to, see the gold. You know what I mean?
I like how you
And
put
I
that.
feel like I have adapted to that bottom feeders level very gracefully, because it always starts out with like the cheapest pile of free truck or car that I start with. So
That's like the right
yeah, I always run through junk.
that's like the right way to start though, dude. Wouldn't you say?
And like, yeah, you and I had talked about it before, it's like I always try to like do things that like the average Joe could do because I have basic hand tools, I basically build a collage out of a whatever junk that I would see almost, or parts rather,
Yeah.
and so yeah, so it's kind of like and I've been around every car under the sun. I've literally got a recorded database of what's underneath of them. So like I can merge things like in a different way,
Is
So
that from? That was one of the questions I was going to ask you. Um, because like you don't have, I don't know how to even say this, but you don't have like formal, oh, I went to like a school or anything like that. It's like you've literally just been working on shit since you were a little kid, and something that we didn't get over in this podcast, but we started talking about is like you started like just fucking around with little Hot Wheel cars when you were like a little
yeah.
kid, and you would take them apart
Yeah.
and fuck around, and then when you're 11 you started working on 911s, and like fast forward to now, and I think we're like around the same age, right? How old are you now?
Oh
40?
yeah. I think I'm just 2 years older than you. I'm
Yeah,
42 right now.
42. So in that
Yeah.
amount of time, it's just the amount of experience that you've had with just all the different projects. Like you've done some crazy shit. Like seriously.
Yeah.
The first time I
Yeah.
saw you, we didn't know each other yet. But I think it was Pacific Waterland 2017 or 18, one of those. I'm like chilling. I think I'm at the fucking. I love the like the swap meet areas. I'm always
Yeah,
looking for
me too.
shit or just like little knickknacks or fucking whatever. So I'm in the swap meet area and I'm walking out with my buddy and I see this fucking orange like rabbit just completely fucking slammed, hopping, and like you literally drive right by in front of me and I'm like, what the fuck? And then when you drive by, I see the fucking air cooled motor popping out of the back with some fucking Stinger exhaust or some shit. And I'm like, holy shit. So that was the first time. And then saw the gray rabbit. But so, dude, I'm so excited. I'm going to have to like slow myself down and asking you questions. But I have like a project list of stuff, of things that I've seen, personally or Instagram or on your social media that I want to talk about through the projects. But like, let's start with the orange rabbit. Like, what gave you the idea to like put that project together? Like, how did that manifest itself? Like, where did the car come from? Where did the idea come from? And basically, how'd you get started on that?
Actually, it was funny because it was a conversation that started on Facebook somewhere on down the old rabbit hole there, and it was funny because they were like, "Oh, you can't merge the two," and people had attempted it, and hadn't gotten very far, and and I laughed and I was like, "Give me a break! I could build this thing out of junk." You know what I mean? And so I literally took a picture of, my junk pile. I took a picture of the dead body and then like what remained of a carcass of a floor pan. And I said, I'll whip this thing together right now, and it just literally turned out to be like a boxing match,
Oh
to get this thing
shit.
done.
Was that
Yeah. And
was that the
it
first time?
manifested in 16 days was all it took me,
16 days? Was that
dude. And I've been
you work
driving it ever
fast?
since.
You fucking work fast,
Yeah.
dude. You work fast. So that's one thing we'll talk about. That fucking monster truck caddy sitting behind you. You literally texted me like a week ago. Almost literally a week ago, and was like, "Hey man, here's what I'm thinking about for the blue caddy." And you took a picture of the caddy and then a picture of the donor. You're like, "I'm going to go get it tomorrow." And fucking like literally a week later, it's put together ish behind you, but like you can kind of see the progress already that you've made in a fucking week, dude. I'm like, what? But so was the orange rabbit, I don't even know what the fuck to call it at this point. Was the orange rabbit the first time you took like the water cooled rabbit body and merged it with an air cooled pan?
No, the gray one was.
Oh, really? I thought
Yeah.
the orange one was older for some reason.
No, that orange one was actually the third one that I did.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
crazy. So you had the orange one, the gray one. I'll put pictures up on here for reference for people. The gray one's sick as fuck too. Um,
Yeah.
Orange one, the gray one, and then the Scirocco. Then you were saying, right?
Yeah. Yeah. The S1.
I always forget about the Scirocco. I tried to find pictures of
It's
it on
in
your
there. It's in
Instagram.
my Instagram
Is it?
somewhere.
I'll have to rob
In
some up.
2017. Yeah.
Dang, dude. So the gray one was the first one. Okay. So what I guess by the time you got to the orange one, that was already your third one. So you just had it in your head like, oh, I can slam this thing together. Was all like the suspension components and everything, like all air cooled stuff, like on the pan, or did you
Yeah.
mix?
It's funny because everything, all the criteria, all the things that it takes to slam a bug, and I'm talking like wheel fitment, ride height, everything. If you follow the rules of a bug,
Mm-hmm.
it will take you there. It's just for different reasons.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's hard to describe, what body lines you're hiding from, or instead of headlight buckets per se, you need to narrow the beams because you got to get turned left or right.
Right.
But it can go on and on. It's almost like, it's endless. The possibilities, because you can stay with McPherson front struts if we were talking about a Super Beetle pan,
Mm-hmm.
and then now your four-wheel independent suspension,
Ugh.
and that Super Beetle's a race-proven chassis. So we all know what you can do with that thing. So, it's
That would be sick.
basically makes my rabbits the world's fastest rabbit probably within the first 3 feet. If that would have been the case for the Beetle.
Dude, that's so fucking sick. I've seen other people attempt it, and I've actually seen, I think in a PVW, it was a pretty baller ass fucking Mark III. Someone took a Mark III, I think, and stuck it
Yeah,
on air
yeah,
cooled panels, a white Mark III. And I keep forgetting
yeah.
how long ago that was. I don't think it was too long ago, but that's
Oh,
a,
it was years ago, but it was, I think, in Performance Magazine.
yeah. And it was like the Mark III bodies are bigger, right? Than the
Yeah,
Mark One.
yeah, yeah. You could do that without opening up the back. You get a little more trunk room out of it.
Yeah. But so, damn, dude, that's just fucking crazy. And I still remember like being at Pacific Waterland, like digging through a bunch of shit, and then hearing like look up, I'm like, what the fuck? At first, I just thought it was just a normal rabbit, but I'm like, this dude's fucking low. Like, how is this dude so low? And then when you cruise by, I was like, oh fuck, that's crazy. I tried finding you that show, like you pulled through, and I was like walking somewhere to dump something off or something, and I'm like, oh, you gotta go, I want to go talk to this dude. And I was like, you weren't ever by your car after that. I didn't really know what you looked like back then.
Yeah,
And then the next year, I think it was 2018 or 2019, one of those fucking years, I see you cruising around the gray rabbit, right? So
yeah,
do you still have
yeah,
the
yeah.
orange one?
I don't actually. Funny, the story goes on, but I ended up, trading off and trading into other things. So I
Mm-hmm.
ended up getting a 914 out of the deal. You know what I
Sick.
mean? The 914 that I have here that I've, done some things with. So
Dude, that's fucking rad. And then
yeah,
you still
yeah.
have the gray one though, right?
I do. Yes, I'll probably never
Sick.
get rid of that thing.
Dude, that thing's sick too. You just keep fucking pumping them out. What happened to the Scirocco?
Oh, dude. So the Scirocco is actually under the knife right now. So it belongs to my buddy, and he's kind of in the middle of a move. So
Mm,
you know how it goes. Sometimes life gets away. It's been a couple of years since we've been, but trying to get back at it. But it's definitely made a lot of changes. It's
oh
it's going to be
shit.
a lot nicer car.
Really? Sick. So did
Yeah.
you built it for yourself, and then your buddy, did you like sell it to your buddy and then do some additional?
No,
No?
funny enough, at Waterland, him and I were talking, and I was like, dude, you know how sick this would be? I was like, look at my rabbit. And I was like, now use your imagination. Look at the S1 looking like that. You know what I mean? I was like, and we were just standing there in a daze, just imagining the same thing, you know? And
Sick.
then so he's like, you wouldn't believe it. He's like, I got this S1 body or whatever we could cut up. And I was like, let's do it, you know?
Where are you finding everything? Like, are you just going through, like, do you know people? Where are you getting the cars
You
from, the
know,
pans from, the parts from? I mean, you got a whole warehouse there full of shit now, but like when you're starting to do these projects, how are you sourcing a lot of this stuff?
well, it's really on a wing and a prayer. Sometimes I just get really lucky because I have friends that have been hoarding stuff for a real long time, you
Mm.
know, and a lot of things come to me for free. And trust me, I don't have a bunch of money. So it's funny how I'm even able to pull this all off. You know what I
Shit.
mean? I can get to the point where you know where like I pillage and I remember, you know, so like
Hmm.
if I have one, two, or three pans kind of almost an accumulation of stuff, you know, I've got like basically almost you know two complete pans right now,
Hmm.
but I've still been trying to save up for the last four of them, you know, so I've
Yeah.
got the workings for more, but through time, and when people are like, I'm junking this, and you find yourself a set of wide five drums, next thing you know,
Well, dude,
things like that. So I just really clean that up and just reuse it.
you also make the fucking effort to go get shit too. Like that.
Dude, the amount of miles that I put
You
behind the
drive a
wheel and the hours.
lot, dude. Fucking every time I talk to you, you're on some fucking epic mission. When you were out for High Desert Dub Fest, Thai show, when you drove out your
Yeah,
Porsche, your
yeah.
Porsche, you drove out to the show and then you fucking drove like some other crazy way. I was like, "Where are you going, dude?" You're like, "Oh, I'm gonna drive here to do this. I'm gonna hit a canyon run." I was like, "Holy shit!"
Mhm.
Um, but that truck sitting behind you, the rabbit body or the rabbit truck, the caddy, whatever you want to call it, body you've had for a while. We've talked about that,
Yeah.
and then the underpinnings. You is a Toyota truck, right?
Yeah, it started life out as a 76 Hilux that had a four-wheel drive added to it, you know.
Sick. And
So they actually did a few things to it along the way to make it, have a little flex and,
you you
beefed
te-
up the axle and high steer.
you texted me a week ago, and you're like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna go grab this thing." And I think you said it's like a 22-hour round trip.
Dude, straight through, bro,
Fuck.
straight through. 22 hours, literally to Seattle and back to my bed.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, dude, you shot out
It
there.
was it was 1,005 miles exactly.
Holy shit, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I've done that before, but I'll break it up. Like I'll do like half the drive, and then the other half the next day or something like that. But fucking 22 hours round trip in a day, like
That's
literally.
nothing anymore. I can handle
Dude,
it. I'm so
fucking
conditioned to do that. It's ridiculous.
that's
Yeah,
so
so
crazy.
that time it wasn't even bad going to get in that Toyota, and I was so hyped, I mean,
Dude,
here I was really gambling because I'm risking everything because this could go bust on me
I
real
dude,
quick.
that's
If
one of the
something doesn't fit, I'm screwed.
that's one of the questions that I literally have written down. It's like, dude, how do you fucking know this shit's gonna work? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what though? There's 1,000 things that I can do in my mind that I can't always necessarily show. So like when I talk, I like really mean it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've already done the math. I've already done like like other chassis in my mind where I was talking to Nico like about this, and I was like, dude, we could, you could do it. You could skin this any other way,
Dude.
using different chassis and whatnot,
Well, the Hilux, those trucks are fucking just by themselves. They're very like people love those things, man. So to find one as like a donor
Yeah.
to throw a rabbit truck body on that, how did that thing pop up?
Well, first of all, I want to apologize to anybody who loves the Hilux as much as I do, because I honestly, absolutely loved the Hilux that I pulled apart. So I'm sorry, but something kind of has to give in a way, like, I mean, I would have done it another way. I mean, the Hilux is a little outdated, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Like we're just rolling with the punches in theory, right? Because when we talk, it's like, I'm always like, it's always like theoretical, but you remember we were like, dude, because it's like, I mean it when I
Yeah,
say it,
no, fuck
in
yeah,
a way,
dude. We
this was just a way for me to kind of prove it, and we've been dying to see a lifted, Mark One that was like literally like around, something driving. It doesn't have to be over the top, but you're going to get some, some footage. We all know the Toyota can outwheel a lot of
a
things
lot of
out there,
shit.
so
Yeah, that's why
it's
they're
going to do good.
that's why they're so legendary and people fucking love them. And those earlier models, dude, I mean, there's some fucking I mean, they're worth a ton of money like in any condition.
Yeah,
So, how did that
yeah,
thing pop up? How did it pop up to where you're like,
yeah.
fucking I'm going to go get this fucking 70s Hilux and
So my buddy Archer out in Seattle, he's had this thing for a while. We've talked about it, I think over a year's time, like just pilfering around. He's just posted pictures of it. I was like, dude, I love that truck. And
was it
people
running?
do.
Was it like
Yeah,
running and
it
driving
ran
and
and
everything?
drove. I literally
Shit.
drove it right there when I started pulling apart. Believe me, dude, it will still run with the same 3 wires that run that motor. Because
Oh, dude.
I didn't even disconnect a brake line getting that far. So
That's so
yeah,
sick,
it ain't
dude.
gonna take long. It ain't gonna take long. I'm gonna tell you right now. It's funny because I've only got 4 days at all invested into
That
the
is
actual
so
workings of this stuff.
that is so fucking insane to me. Like
Only
that is
4 days.
so
Yeah.
crazy. Okay, so did you have experience? We'll just get into this fucking truck. Did you have experience or did you know like the measurements of the Hilux was going to work with a rabbit truck body? Like you were going to be able to like just take that, oh dude, it's going to work. I'll just throw the body right on it. Or did you have to do anything weird? Did you have to it doesn't sound like you had to do anything like really crazy.
Well, yeah, when it came down to it, I ended up having to do a little bit more than what I actually had that I not that I wanted to do. Well, I guess it would have been that I didn't want to do, and
Mhm.
I did it anyway. And so I invested a little bit more time on like cleaning up the body to get it fitted, a little
Mhm.
tighter.
Mhm.
And but you know what? In my imagination, as it was going, like I don't know what it is, dude. I mean, it is literally. I mean, I don't even know how this manifests and puts in motion because I literally, it's like I'm driven by something else. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's just a crazy gamble, and I'm on my back trying to figure out, man, can I make this work? Can I pull this off? You know what I mean? So you're in the middle of chaos. And trust me, there's
Oh,
times when it's kind of going together. You're like, is this going to work or what?
shit,
But
dude. That is so fucking awesome, dude. That's so amazing.
yeah.
What would you do with the Toyota body, with the shell?
So I've kept it and I have every intention on doing some stuff to it. And
Are
it
you
was funny because
are you
I mean, it would be cool to see that thing live again. It's just so beat,
I was gonna say, are you gonna throw it on one of those pans you got?
That's funny that you say that because Archer and I think 2 other kids that were there, they're Volkswagen guys too, and they were like, dude, you should bug pan that thing. So,
Dude, that's what I
almost in my mind, like I almost wanted to respond to the caddies that are all air cooled going on right now. I'm like, man, it would be funny if I just did this thing, you know what I mean?
fuck,
And
dude.
why not?
That would be so sick. They'll do like a mid-engine SR5 or something.
Yeah, dude, how cool would that
Oh,
be? Do
dude,
something
that'd be
in the
so
back. It would have
sick.
to be just,
Yes.
I mean, anything, dude. Yeah.
That's
I
fucking
mean, gosh,
awesome.
you could take a Toyota 2-wheel drive frame and do all that with it.
Dude, that'd be sick.
You know what I mean?
I'm
It'd be
excited
easy.
to see what you do with that if you do anything. But this truck behind you, dude,
Yeah,
that
we'll
thing's
see. Yeah, all these other projects get a lot of my other money. Like God, dude, paying homage for anything Porsche.
yeah, dude, and you're deep into those. And that's another one. You have a
Uh,
fucking air cooled 924 that's fucking slammed on its
yeah, yeah, I
nuts.
put that together this summer.
Jeez, and that thing was sick. I saw that at Pacific Waterland this year, and dude, that thing looks like
Yeah,
way, I mean, way. I don't know how to say it, like cooler in person. Like it's one thing to see the
yeah, it really is,
pictures, but
isn't
like
it?
if you see it in person, you're like, fuck, dude, this thing is so sick.
Yeah.
I can't.
That is definitely a car that I would say that if you didn't know the difference, and like nobody, that's the funny thing too, that car, like I didn't get any hate on, you know what I mean? Because it's literally like, it's like the worst car ever built.
There's no like
So
924 purist
nobody was
out there who
mad
are
that I
like mad
started
at
all
you,
that.
like, you fucking asshole, you ruined a 924. How dare you?
Yeah, well, you're going to hell.
You might have some Toyota dudes mad at you.
Yeah,
For
I
sure.
definitely probably do. And if I just figured it like this, if I can do it right, they won't be so mad. You know what I mean? And if I reuse the Hilux,
Yeah.
you can't be that mad,
Dude, if you
you
throw
know,
that
because I'm not
Hilux.
trying to take away from what it is. I'm trying to give an opportunity that, I don't know. A Volkswagen they should have made those 4x, you know?
Dude, and that's so funny because, excuse me, I even posted on Instagram on the Fuck Yeah Volkswagens page, like this whole lifted, like, I called it like untypical Volkswagen thing started happening a couple years ago, where dudes are like lifting Mark IV Jettas or like Mark I cabbies, and they were like just
Yeah.
fucking throwing lift springs and spacers and shit to get the cars off of the ground. And I've been in a couple of them, and they fucking ride like shit. You know what I mean? Like they sit 3-4 inches higher off of the ground, but they fucking ride like dog shit. You legit are gonna have a fucking capable rabbit truck, dude. You're gonna be able to hit like a
Yeah, it'll
national
still drive
forest
like
trail in
shit.
that thing.
It'll still drive like shit. I mean,
Well, it's not gonna drive
it's
like
kind of a wheelie.
It's not going to drive like a Mark I fucking Rabbit that's been lifted with springs and fucking
Oh
plates
yeah.
and spacers with side-by-side wheels on it and shit, or tires, you know what I mean? Like, it's fucking crazy, dude. So you
Yeah.
basically have the body, the shell on the body, on the frame, right? You said you didn't have to really disconnect
Yeah.
any brake lines or anything like that. Do you have to finish like attaching stuff? Like, where are you right now in the project? Like, what point are you at?
So I basically have the body like 99.9% fitted to the chassis. I did shorten it, was answering your question from
Oh
earlier.
yeah.
I had to shorten it 6.25 inches
Mm.
because whoever had, modified the Toyota before had stretched the wheelbase, but technically on paper they were matched wheelbase.
Oh shit.
But I kind of knew it going into it, but I didn't know where I wanted the front end to line up,
Mm-hmm.
So, like I knew that was going to take a little figuring, and then, I wanted to I was thinking, going bigger with it or whatnot. So futuristically, I was like, where would I want to be? So trying to get the body where I have it now is just literally exactly where, I'm covering a good quarter of the frame hidden, underneath of it. So it actually looks like it all
Dude, it
belongs in
looks
there,
like
dude.
it
It's
fucking, that's what I
crazy.
was just going to say. It looks like it fucking belongs on there. What size are those tires?
These are 35s that are on it right
35.
now.
That's what I have on my
Yeah.
Raptor.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy, dude. That's so sick, dude. All right, so are you gonna throw bumpers on
Yeah,
it?
they look pretty proportionate too. I mean, they're a
Dude,
good
it's
fit, good size to it.
someone posted on the Fuck Yeah Volkswagen's Instagram page the picture of it. Someone posted something like, "Oh, you're gonna need to cut the fenders way wider" or something like that. Do you think that was a valid
Yeah,
assumption?
yeah, and this is where I'm at with all of that because for starters, I dream about 38s. I love big stuff, and like I literally still this has no lift in it yet. So I'm basically on stock springs. It's just sprung over. And well, the fronts are 52-inch springs. They're like rear Chevy or something like that. Um, but anyway, so I want to lift it, a little bit. And even if I run with the 35s, and then I was going to put 2-inch spacers on it with my other wheels, so kind of poke, but really
Out of the
stand
body.
away from the body quite
Yeah,
a bit.
yeah.
But in my mind, if I was to put the 38s on from there, then I could figure out where exactly I want to cut, because I don't want to cut a bunch of times. I just kind of want to cut once.
Yeah.
my goals are is that once I kind of make those openings, I'll probably end up chasing some, like rock crawler armor, but like I'll do tubing up through where like you can almost not see it.
Yeah.
And then,
That'd be
so
sick.
the wheels will rub on that and not on all the fender arches and stuff,
Yeah.
So I'll do it really. I think I'll spend a little bit of time doing that down the line, but
dude, yeah,
when I'm
'cause
ready,
you
basically.
want to like, I think you want to like make it still feel like it's a rabbit truck, right? So if you do too much cutting and whatever, then it kind of loses the shape of it a little bit, right?
Well, no, honestly, like my imagination would love to just keep it uncut. You know what I mean? But even I know that's not possible. Because this suspension does flex quite a bit. So I am going to limit the up travel so that the tire can't go up, X bar,
Yeah.
so that, no matter what, it's going to roll over anything it approaches. And it's got nothing but dropout suspension. So it really does flow out and have some dropout. So
dude,
it'll do the job.
that thing's going to be fucking insane. I want bring that to Pacific Waterland, dude. Next year. I want to drive that or ride in it.
Yeah,
dude. That thing is so sick.
Dude, we're gonna be driving this thing downtown Portland, dude. We'll go through freaking downtown, that sucker.
Dude, crawl over a Prius.
Be the sickest thing ever.
Dude, that's so sick. So are you gonna do like, I know like right now you just don't have bumpers and stuff on it because you're like fitting everything, but down the line, are you gonna like make some fucking custom bumpers for it? Like, what do you plan on doing for like all the, the knick-knack shit?
Well, I want to establish a winch and maybe do bumpers, but I really love the bumperless look, and nobody's gonna me up there, Yeah. I knew you were gonna do this, but in a way, I haven't decided yet, because bumpers can be completely secondary.
Yeah.
Factory, caddy bumper on the back, just I don't know how good that's gonna look,
I guess you got a point there. Yeah. I don't know, some
and then so like I don't know, like Euro bumpers would look sick on it all.
I was gonna say, dude, there's some like small Euro bumpers on there.
Dude, yeah.
Like a little winch plate coming out of the front of it.
Yeah, and I want to hide things so like they're there, but they're not obscuring in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I figure like once I kind of get, into more, actually attaching everything, I'll start, configuring a lot of that.
Dude, that thing's sick, dude. That thing's gonna be pretty gnarly, man. Like that's so crazy. And like how fast you're moving on it. Again, like I just can't believe, like you literally texted me a week ago and you're like, man, I'm going to go get this donor. Finally found something to do with the blue truck. Cause I wanted you to throw remember I found that Viper motor in Salt Lake.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, we should go pick up this Viper motor, throw it into that blue truck, put a camper shell on it. And you're like, fuck yeah, let's go.
Dude, I need a TDI swap, but I want to TDI swap it down the line. You know what I mean? Because then I get back to being a Volkswagen in a way, and with the amount of torque that thing puts down off road, that's like a dreamer's dream.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Fuck yeah, dude. That'd be sick. A TDI fucking lifted rabbit truck, dude. Like functional.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
That'd be super sick.
Yeah, and I'm not the only one that's ever done it. There was one that I posted up on my storyline, but it stemmed from Washougal. It actually won in tough truck competition like multiple different times.
A caddy?
It was amazing, dude. It literally steers all four wheels. This thing is no joke.
That one.
Yeah, it's like a pink and black. It's like pink, black, and white camo.
I think I've seen that one, dude. I've seen a lot of ridiculous shit that I've seen rabbits that people fucking like made into monster trucks or drop the bodies on the fucking whatever. I've seen a bunch of ridiculous shit, but I don't know that project behind like you to me is like man, you just fucking like thought of it and was like, I'm gonna go do it. Dude, it's like so funny because like I'm like that, but it's like just like to go get a set of wheels. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go get these set of wheels. You're like, I'm gonna go get this fucking donor Hilux and fucking throw a rabbit body on top of it. I'm like, what the fuck? It's crazy. Let's talk about some of your other projects. One of the other ones I think I've known you for early on was that it was another caddy. It was another rabbit truck. It was the slammed one. You had a
Like
camper
this one.
shell. Well, you had a camper shell on it. The tan
Oh,
one.
my tan one.
Do you still have that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude,
Oh,
that
yeah.
thing's sick as fuck too.
Dude, that is a huge project. Just for the record, I want people to know that that is a bigger project than just a rabbit pickup. You know what I mean? Because the camper was a big deal. I built a motorcycle for the thing that goes inside the camper. It's like there's uses to everything. And then like I'm building a boat for it too now and a trailer for that.
Dude, that thing's fucking slammed with that camper shell on and a dirt bike in the back. Actually, I don't know much about that thing. What's powering it? Is that it, what motor's in that thing?
So it's actually a race motor out of a GT4 Club Rabbit that I had, but had I put a better head on it with what the heck was it? A 308 cam or a 306 cam. So this thing just really rips, you know,
even with
and
the
dual side wrap.
Even with the camper shell and the bike and everything, that's a lot of weight, dude. It doesn't fucking
Well,
drive
you know,
weird.
It's funny. So here's my theory behind it all is that the Rabbit pickup actually had more payload than the Toyota pickup. It was like 1,400 pounds and the Toyota was like 1,200 and some change.
Oh, shit.
So technically that camper shell was built for a Toyota. It was in the back of a Toyota when I originally saw it.
Oh, shit.
And then, you know, and it's not that heavy. If I can pick up on all four corners and raise the jacks, it's not that heavy, you know?
Yeah.
I would guess that it's under 1,000 pounds. I would think probably about 800 pounds. And then my bike that I'll put in, it's another 200. So 1,000 pounds.
Damn. What suspension are you running on that thing? Do you have anything like compensation, like air shocks or anything in the back to compensate for load? Or?
Yeah. So bump stops. That's my favorite thing to run. You know, so when you're down, you can't go down any further because you're already down. People are like, that thing is going to be all top heavy and this and that. And it's like, you know, no, it's really
it's
not.
Literally on the ground.
It's not anything. Where's it going to go, you know?
Dude, that thing is so sick. So I don't think I've seen that in person.
Yeah, it's a good one. You know, it's just hard to get everything now from like Montana all the way down, you know, to Oregon for the shows or anywhere rather. You know, I can only really take one at a time at the moment, you know.
Man, I'm so bummed because
it's a little crippling. We need a ramp trailer. I'm working on it, 4-position ramp trailer one day, you know.
Dude, I'm bummed because like we didn't like become homies until you already moved out of Oregon. Like we were living there at the same time.
But now we close now. We ain't that far.
Oh, that's true. How far are we? Like 6 hours? 5 hours?
No, it's further than that. It's like 8.
Oh shit. Oh, it's like a shot to Coeur d'Alene from here. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's fuck, dude. All right. So I was scrolling through your Instagram and I saw another fucking project in there that I've never seen before. It was a red Mark 1. It was an ABA turbo. 2-liter turbo. Do you know which one? I'm talking about?
Yeah. That was my that's the car I put together and probably some kind of record time too.
Do you still have that thing?
And I drove that thing around for years. I just sold it to try to
shit.
I need to dude. My problem is that I need to I'm running out of room and I'm leaning more into Porsches. Not saying I'm getting out of Volkswagen, but you know the Porsche bug has got me pretty good. So. You know, like I'm just, you know, fighting that ladder. So I'm like putting all my money into that right now.
And you've got a ton of fucking Porsches right now. You've got a couple 914s, right? Do you have?
Yeah, I have two 914s. I have two 924s. I have. Well, I'll be getting the second one hopefully soon, but I'll have two 944s.
And then a 99.
I'm working on getting a 928.
A 996.
And then I have
997.
Yeah, I have a 996. I've got a 997. I've got a 356. I've actually got a 77 911.
I forgot about that. I thought you were selling that one.
Yeah.
Fuck,
I do have it for sale, and you know, I don't I don't know. I think I'm just gonna hold it for one of my buddies, Nick, because dude, Nick Middleton, you've seen him around. The dude's
Shout out,
one of the
Nick.
best of the best.
That's
Yeah,
rad, dude.
Nick Middleton, I know him.
Shout out, Nick.
Yeah, what up,
Yeah, I would
Nick?
say you're running out of space a little bit. Do you still have that?
Well, and I was actually, yeah, hopefully if I sell this place this year, my goal is to, put together what fits me this time, but this time I'll probably get to build it, so my big, in the grand scheme of all the nonsense that I'm doing with these cars, I mean, it has little to nothing, compared to what I got to do, trying to get a real life. I mean, these things are money suckers, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
trying to do something on a budget is like so impossible anymore.
It is, dude, especially dealing with the old Volkswagens and stuff and Porsches. Like just like little knickknack shits cost money. It's hard to just find
Hard to
cheap.
find too. I mean, it gets
Yeah.
expensive now. There would be a time not long ago you get free gearboxes and
Yeah.
pans
Now
and cars
everything's
and
fucking worth money. Everything. All the shit
yeah.
people used to just throw away or fucking give away now is like gold, It's fucking crazy. Well, I was gonna ask you a fucking question. It just jumped out of my face. So you're talking about selling the spot that you're in now. Are you gonna build a shop? Is that what you're?
Yeah, an 80 by 100 is my goal.
Damn,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
That's
not a
crazy.
real tall shop, just a big building. I mean, I can promise you right now, and people would think that I'm crazy. They've told me I'm crazy all my life, but it's like literally, how is it that I know what the fuck I'm doing, and you know what I mean? You're gonna just tell me I can't, or that's not a good idea. And it's like, I get all these cars and all these crazy projects, and they're like, you're never gonna finish them. Well, I drive them every day. You know what I mean?
You're the
So
good crazy.
when I do get them there,
You're the good. You are crazy, Dave, but you're like the
Yeah.
good crazy. Oh, that's hilarious. So, like, is the eventual goal to like use some of these projects to kind of get out there to eventually start like a fabrication business? Like, what do you want to eventually get yourself to?
that's funny because like I don't really have an end goal more than, trying to, and I don't know how the hell I'm going to do it. And trust me, I'll need a miracle. But I feel like with my creativity is where I shine.
Mm-hmm.
What I have to offer through the cars and parts and things like that may not always be like the greatest, because there's always, you can't keep up with the Joneses. I mean, look at trying to build one really exotic, nice car like Tyson, for example. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
That is amazing, and it's like, to try to like compete with cars like that or try to, for me, like, it's almost like I'm almost trying to just put out the idea, the concept, the prototype kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll get it done and I'll do it in a dramatic fashion
Mm-hmm.
with like a lot of creativity. So my goal is really chasing Hot Wheels, like trying to get Hot Wheels to recognize me.
Sick.
Like, you know what I mean? Going like
dude.
build off, like battle the builders, things like that. And I mean, what I have to offer is really not the caliber that I can do. I can do a lot better work with better money, better parts. We could go
Tools.
on because
Yeah.
the newer the stuff is, which my next project that I'm getting is a, it's a 997. So, but I get to go through the whole thing, and this will be a build from the ground up,
Damn, dude.
So I'm going to go nuts with it, and just showing people that I can do not just old stuff, you know what I mean? Because I get laughed at sometimes, like, oh, that old bug pan car's worse than it ever was, because you ruined it.
Dude. I live for these types of projects, dude. And I think there's a lot of people out there who do too, who like appreciate it. Like, there's so much fun and enthusiasm and like, like that thing sitting behind you. Like, it's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, to me, like, I don't know, like SEMA's going on right now, and I haven't paid any fucking attention to it. You know what I mean? Like, there's some cool shit, like all the new car, like high dollar fucking, well into the 6-figure builds and shit. Like, it's cool, but I just don't, like, I don't know. Like, maybe it's just me. I don't fucking give a shit about a lot of that for some reason. I just stopped paying attention. Like, it's just people throwing a lot of fucking money, a lot of manufacturers, a lot of aftermarket companies, and it's just they just have like the best of everything, and like, okay, like
There is none
cool,
higher.
yeah,
And
like this is what
okay,
that,
then.
yeah, this is what that car should be. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
with all of that money and fucking effort. No, I like the fucking crazy Frankenstein genius shit like you do. You know what I mean? Like it is fucking sick. It's awesome. And people, there's not, I know that there's guys who've taken rabbit bodies and probably thrown them on air cooled pans before that we don't know about or other shit like that, but it's not super prevalent. It's not like normal. You know what I mean? It's not normal to take a Hilux and throw a fucking caddy body on top of it and build it out. Like that's not something that people just do all the time. You know what I mean?
Well, and it's funny because this isn't even challenging to me. Like I don't even, it doesn't register as any type of challenge because I literally look at the body as one item.
Well, dude, another
You know
thing
what I
that
mean?
always amazes me is you're doing this shit by yourself.
Yeah.
Most of it, right?
Yeah.
Like how the fuck do you even get the body?
100%. Everything that I touch, I do it by myself.
How the hell do you just get a fucking rabbit truck body on top of the fucking chassis of a Hilux?
Buddy, people don't believe me, but I have basically a meat hook in here, but it's a ceiling hoist. I call it the meat hook. But basically, I can lift anything with that. I've tied it up to my trusses or whatever, so it goes through my roof and into my trusses, and then I can lift anything. So
fuck, and
I
you're like
literally
lifting shit by yourself, like oh shit, moving it around.
Dude, I dropped them. I dropped this truck on. Thank God I wasn't underneath of it. I dropped stuff. I dropped that brown rabbit on my head. That was horrible.
What?
Yeah, dude, I got hit by the rear hatch harder than ever, dude. That left me a big old welt on the side of my right above my temple.
And like a lot of people don't know this, but you've taken some damage over the years, dude. Like you beat yourself up, just through life and fuck, man, you're just out there doing it by yourself, man. If we lived closer, I'd definitely fucking give you a hand and hopefully have some of that fucking crazy geniusness rub off onto me. Cause I
you will when you build your T5, dude, one day, dude, when you trust me. I can make that thing drive like a dream, and I can make it lay out for you. I
want that to happen. It's so funny, and I love like talking to you and like the text messages conversations that we have, because like literally we like just fucking make up like projects, and we'll just text back and forth about it for fucking days. Like, dude, what if we did this with a T4? Oh, dude, we could totally do it. Like, and we just go back and forth. And I'm always like, could we do this? And you're like, oh, we could totally do that. And then it'd be like 3 paragraphs of how we would build it. I'm like, fuck, Dave. You're like, dude, I've already thought it through. I've thought it through a million times. So like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's so fucking awesome. I still really want from you, we'll eventually get together and do this, but I do want like a water cooled body on an air cooled pan car project. I just think that's so fucking cool, dude. You know what I mean? Like, we'll have to fuck with it. But we were talking about, like, when I had that Mark IV R32, we were talking about ripping that thing apart and throwing all the guts into my T4. Like, we're serious about it.
I would have seriously done that.
I kind of regret it. I just, at the end of the day, I was like, fuck, man, can I just blow apart a Mark IV R32 like that? I should have did it.
Well, here's the other thing. You can go low or you can go big if you just trust me. You know what I mean? You could get that thing in a place that's got, you know what? We just need to find a body that you're just like, I don't care if it runs. We'll just go grab that thing for $1,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
Drag it up here. I'll tell you what we need verbatim. And you could find a Toyota frame for nothing, or a Jeep or whatever, however you want to do it.
Really just want, like, I love my T4. I just want it to have more power and to be all-wheel drive. I want to be able to, like, take it up to the snow and fucking snowboard. But drive it all year round. Like, that would be like something I really want
That's
to
where
do.
that R would have been
I know,
perfect.
dude. I had all the fucking, I had everything to do it, but I couldn't pull the trigger. I was like, I can't fucking, I should have just done it. Sorry, Iggy.
It's all right. You got rabbits right now,
I
though.
do,
You got
dude.
some cool little rabbits, dude.
I
I
got,
love the silver one. I love the wheel choice.
dude, the silver one's
They can be
sick.
lifty, like you kind of got them a little. They look good.
I like that car a lot.
She's a driver.
I drove it this morning, to get some coffee. It's been sitting in the garage because getting all the adapters and shit just figured out just to get the wheels on. It needs brakes, so I'm gonna have to do all the brakes and stuff. But I really want to think of something cool to swap in it. It's got just a turbo diesel in it right now, and it's fine. It's cool, but I want to do something cool. I want to do something cool to swap in it. But I also have the square back.
Yeah.
And that square back needs a lot of work, and it just needs fucking the suspension, everything's shot. So I need to go through the suspension. I need to rebend brake lines, because those have been patched over the years. Like that car needs a ton of shit, just like maintenance and like repair shit, not even like doing anything crazy shit. So that'll probably be my big project for the winter, and like learn to air cooled, and to learn air cooled shit, because I'm dumb when it comes to air-cooled stuff. You know what I mean? So I think it'd be cool, that square back, I could kind of get my hands dirty, take it apart, fucking kind of learn that shit a little bit. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, they're rad, dude. I love a square back. I love fastbacks, square backs, notch backs.
The T3s or the
Type 3.
Type 3s. Yeah. Type 3s. Yeah, I've always loved them too. I've always loved the square backs. Like I've always, even when I was a little kid, because my grandfather owned an air-cooled shop, and he was building drag bugs, and like it wasn't really cow look because we were from Hawaii, so he was doing like Hawaiian look air-cooled bugs and stuff. And I'd just be running around his shop as a little kid, playing in all the cars. But I remember like always liking the squarebacks, like the station wagon-y cars. Like they were my favorite for some reason. I love wagons to this day. But now to own one, it's super cool. But then I found out like, oh shit, like it's like not only is it hard to find shit like air-cooled shit anymore, but fucking squarebacks have a lot of stuff that's like only squarebacks, So it's like, shit, that's even harder. So everyone's making fun of me. They're like, to get into air-cooleds and their first one be a squareback, you're kind of dumb. I'm like, fuck. I got a I got a set of
I was gonna say, well, your way out of that's getting a Mark 1 air cooled together.
Yeah, dude. I mean, fuck, dude. I'm selling the white one, trying to, the late Westie that I have. Trying to sell
That's
that.
a clean looking little car too,
dude. It's super clean. It's a super clean car, and me and clean cars just don't get along. Like this.
Yeah.
I like the silver one a lot better, just because I don't know, man. It's not like I feel like when things are too nice for me, I don't want to drive it. I want to keep it nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like my OCD kicks in, and it's like, if it's nice, I want to keep it nice. If it's already clapped, then fucking, make sure it's, oil changes and make sure all the shit's cool with it. But I'm not like gonna cry if I get a rock chip or a fucking dent or a scratch. It's already what it is, right? But like when things are too clean, it's like, I don't want to drive it because it's clean now. And then if it, you know what I mean? I don't know, but I kind of want to sell that one and fund, all the parts and shit I'm gonna need for the squareback or whatever else down the line. But I'm gonna I want to really fit like some cool wheels under that thing, and I'm learning that it's like a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. Like it's just, I don't know if I have to get custom adapters made and shit, but I want to fucking slam that squareback on some more modern BBS wheels,
Or go backdate, dude. Put wide 5 on that thing.
Could do that.
I mean, how many air? I mean, I love going wide 5 because it just backdates the whole thing. I was gonna originally do the wide 5 on that 924 because it's like I love that big wide 5 look. And how cool would that be if it was literally backdated with the engine in the rear like it should be, and then like, it would just give it that whole,
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess so.
That'd be sick. Yeah, it's hard fucking 4x130, dude. It's a shitty fucking, well, nowadays it's just like a shitty, there's not very many wheel sizes.
Well, you can find wheels. That's not true. There's all you can get any wheel
Well,
adapter
there's,
under the sun for them, but
really?
your
I've
drums you
tried.
can re-drill those.
Yeah, I've tried, man, and maybe I'm just not looking in the right places. I have some adapters here. They're 4x130 to 5x130 that I tried to fit those E26s that I had, but the adapter studs are too short. They needed to be extended. So I had to try to find, I don't know, man. It's just like a bunch of little intricate things that are like, ah, fuck, now this doesn't work because of this. So then I just sold the wheels. But I want to try to figure something out to get something cool. But I don't want to, I just didn't want to get the same like MP, wheels that everybody else is rocking on the air cooled. So I kind of wanted to like maybe throw some water cooled flare or something over to it, which would piss some air cooled guys off, which I'm cool with.
Well, a good way of going, is probably 5 on 130. So then you got like all the old school era Porsche wheels that can go on there.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a ton of them.
Yeah. What's the widest? Because you're really good with all the air cooled shit. What's the widest, width in the front that you'd want to run on an air cooled? Like if I wanted to slam that, and I know the Type 3s might be different than the bugs and stuff, but if I wanted to slam that, you know what I mean? Like what wheel width in the front should I stick with? Does it matter or no?
Well, it kind of depends. The funny thing is, I don't think I've ever I don't remember what the heck is underneath Type 3, but I believe that it's the same as a bug. So it's a ball joint beam. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
So, for a ball joint beam, I mean, they make literally everything to, spindle off of that, and then even arms. But a guy could like move his arms probably a little bit to like compensate for wheels, I guess, if you need to go front or back, to try to get the wider tires in there is a little bit of a chore because you start to lose turning once you're underneath that fender,
right.
Or if you go to turn just a little bit, you're rubbing your fenders. So
yeah,
you know what I mean?
I got to definitely look with that and fuck with it. Like I said, that car's, I kind of picked it up to get me into air cooled, to just have my hands on it to fuck with them. I've never had an air cooled before, and I've always liked the squarebacks. And that one popped up literally like 5 miles from my house, and so I'm like, I'm gonna go
just
get it.
Dump that thing on whatever set of wheels, dude, and rock that thing. That thing's a perfect skateboarding rig, dude.
I'm gonna hit you up,
and you can go to your cooler with your injury and get your ice, dude.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna hit you up when I start getting into it, because I actually traded the E26s for another set of wheels that I want to put on the squareback, and they're a set of 17-inch RSs.
Oh, yeah.
They're 17 by 8s, so they're a square set. And so I wanted to get them. I think they're, I don't know, like a 55 offset or something like that. They're 5 by 114.3. So I don't know if I have to re-drill them but I'll get them and fuck with them and try to see. But I'll reach out to you once I start getting it all fucking mocked up and shit. But I just really want that thing slammed on some cool wheels and just cruise it around.
Yeah, and they might even make, like a brake conversion that already has that lug pattern. Like
I've seen the
already ready to
5 by 130. Well, it's like a lot of bug shit, but I'm just assuming it would work with the Type 3s as well. I know like some things are different. Again, not really knowing them that much, but I've definitely seen like the hub conversions to like 5 by 130 to run all the Porsche shit.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'll have to start digging into
and that means that it should have, because, everything's been done to a bug just about.
Yeah.
So, it's always the good thing. And I know that there's a variety of different lug patterns out there for sure.
Yeah, dude.
Just when you're buying your spindles or your drums, or you can even re-drill your drums, like your rear drums, those, you should be able to re-drill those to anything. You should probably be able to put at least 2 patterns on there.
Yeah. The issue I was having with those E26s when I was trying to fit them is, one, you need extended lugs to run those. I didn't even think about that when I got the adapters. But two, the center bore the center bore of the wheels wouldn't clear the hub, so I couldn't get a real good like test fit because like all the spacers and shit I have is like Audi Volkswagen hub diameters, and the Type 3 shit's like fucking ginormous. So trying to get an accurate, like where's this thing gonna sit to try to use the things. And so then I ordered the adapters, spent like fucking $400 on these adapters, and they didn't end up even working. So like, fuck, get rid of the wheels. Let's start again. Try, you know what I mean? Like, that's just what you fucking do. I'm over here struggling with just trying to get wheels on a stupid squareback, and you're fucking throwing rabbit bodies onto Hilux fucking trucks and shit. You're probably like, think yourself like, get out of here, dude. So when you, you got a ton of fucking projects you're working on right now. One of the other ones I wanted to talk to you about, because I was looking in your Instagram, is that fucking wide body Jetta coupe. I don't think I've ever talked to you about that. That thing's fucking bonkers.
Yeah, dude, this thing's actually, it's going to get even more ridiculous, Ryan. And it's all happening this winter because I made a promise that I would hurry up and get the rest of it going. And so my buddy Don at RPM Systems is doing all the wiring and getting the engine and everything to work, with Mega Squirt and everything. And we're piggybacking basically a factory computer with Mega Squirt. And then anyway, so I'm running a supercharger on it. And the funny thing is I'm going to pull this swap out, and I have another 924. So I'm going to take this whole entire swap out of the Jetta coupe.
Fuck.
I'm going to put it in a 924 that I have outside.
So let's tell people,
not the same one.
Let's tell people what's in it. Some people might not know. So the Jetta coupe that you're building right now is fucking wide body, rear engine. Is it a supercharged Honda motor? What the fuck's in that?
Yeah, thing? It's an Acura J35A3, and it's supercharged. It's got the CompTech supercharger kit on it, and
in the trunk.
Yeah, it's pretty slick. That's a little twin scroll. It's gonna rip.
That thing's fucking gnarly. So wait, you're gonna pull the Acura motor and everything out. You're putting that in a different project?
Yeah, because I got a new gearbox for the Jetta coupe, so this is why it's coming up. So I need to order an adapter another adapter. I'm gonna put a newer motor in the Jetta.
Oh shit!
So I'm actually gonna put a J37 in there.
Fuck, dude.
So yeah, I'll go from the 3.5 to the 3.7.
Dude, that thing's gonna fucking be ridiculous.
And it'll be wicked because it's only because, that car should have been done in 2017. I mean, the car is so close. It's unreal. It's been so close. Yeah. And I've only got, really 3 months invested into it. It didn't take long. It's not the end of the day. It is 100% on Porsche suspension. So It is all 944, late model 944. I've custom fit the front aluminum control arms with the aluminum hubs and big Porsche brakes. And a lot of people don't know this, but some of the early Porsche 944s and the 924s shared the same parts, control arms and whatnot for the Mark One. So, and a lot of other parts too. And so basically I took and made the removable torsion tube assembly that comes out of the 944 bolt in and out of the Jetta. So I basically got into the meat of the car, and I was able to push all the power down the longitudinals of the factory Mark One body by the way that I was fitted the suspension in there. So I know it's going to perform. I don't know what it's going to do. I know it'll light tires, and it'll look really cool doing it. And
that thing's going to be gnarly.
It almost sucks because I'm still kind of limited. Because they're only basically a 4-speed in there. So I kind of feel a little bit bad about that. It's holding the motor back. Where that motor should be a 6-speed.
Yeah.
But they don't just quite make that type of transmission that can go in here very easily. So, later on I'll use the 997, transmissions, which is quite a bit bigger and girth and stuff, but it actually supersedes this particular suspension. So when I discovered that, which was after the fact, I was like almost kind of like No, I just want to
Shit,
start on the
dude.
new truck,
Dude, like snowballs.
Yeah.
Fuck,
I
that's
know. I need
crazy.
to slow down. You're 100% right. Yeah.
That's nuts, dude. Oh, fuck. That thing's crazy looking too, dude. What size wheels are you running in the back of that thing? Because that thing's widened pretty good.
So they're what are these? 16 by 11 and
Damn.
16 by 9.5.
Damn, dude. That thing's gonna haul
Yeah.
ass. That's
Dude, it'll
crazy.
haul ass, but more importantly, it'll handle it all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the suspension, I guarantee, is going to be a dream in here for whatever it's worth. The torsion assembly was always a good suspension. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a perfect one, but when you have the torsions, they're a little. It's I guess you get a little bit different of an if you're sprung,
Mm-hmm.
your spring and torsion.
Mm-hmm.
But they still handle. I love them. I absolutely do. So
Dude, you got so many fucking just crazy shit going on now. That's one thing that we were always talking about too, going back and forth. You're like, fuck, dude, I gotta work on this. Oh wait, I gotta work on this. Oh hey, I'm gonna go grab this. I'm like, dude.
yeah,
Holy
I mean it's a
shit.
shit show. It is a shit show. And I don't intend for it to be like that. It's just that when you're trying to do a lot of things, you gotta. It's just like, you can only get so far sometimes. Like on a project, sometimes I only have parts to get so far, and then
Yeah.
I got to save up, save up, save up. And then I can burst again when I
Yeah.
have all those pieces because
But
I
in the
work too fast.
meantime, you get started with another project, waiting
Yeah.
for everything to accumulate to the
Or-
progress that you got to that last project, and then you keep like going up the rungs that
Yeah,
way.
it's like a ladder. You know what I mean? Or should I say it's like a ladder?
Dude, it's nuts. I also saw cruising through your Instagram. It was a brown early Westy rabbit truck.
Yeah.
Is that the
Yeah.
one
No,
Alejandro
the rabbit.
has? It was a what?
The rabbit that I put together last winter.
Oh, that one was sick. That's another one I saw too. The one that was fucking slammed.
Oh, the brown Westie. That wasn't mine. That was just
Oh.
a truck that belonged to somebody else.
I thought
Yeah,
that.
it's a good truck.
I thought you had that because isn't that Alejandro's truck? Isn't that the one he has now?
It is now, and it was somebody else's when he found that truck a long time ago. And I started doing a little bit of stuff on that thing just to try to and it never was done. We did drive it around once, but it belonged to my buddy.
For some reason, I thought it was yours, but I was like, man, this truck looks familiar, dude. You got a crazy amount of shit. That brown rabbit, though, that slammed one, was that on a bug pan too?
Yeah, the one that I did last winter. Yeah, and that almost made Pacific Waterland. I almost had it running. We were just out of time. I was missing parts, and so it didn't make Pacific Waterland, but it was gonna.
Do you still have that one? Is that something you still have?
Huh?
Do you still have that one?
It's actually, that's not my car. I built that for my buddy Joe's mother's. Yeah, and that's when Tyson got him that motor. It's a 2276 or whatever the heck we put in there. I mean, it's up and running now, so it runs. And yeah, I got it just about running the night, September 10th. So September 9th, I guess it would have been at that point. And I mean, the days merge, but it almost made it,
Damn,
almost.
Dude. That's
just this short, but it's hard when you're like, coming from Montana to bridge the gap into Portland and then work on the car that was there. I literally didn't get to work on my car for the last 3 weeks that I should have had, freed up for that 924 would have been further along. But, I can only do what I could do with the 5 weeks that I put it together with.
Well, dude, it looked pretty together at the show. I mean, I
just the back engine tins and everything. I still kind of wanted to finish that out, and then not much, just a little bit of stuff.
Yeah, such a fun car, dude, and it was cool because it always had like a crowd around it, like the whole show. There was like always like a crowd around that car. Like people would walk by and be like, oh, and they turn around and be like, what the fuck? They do a double take and go back and be like, oh shit, it's not just a 924. Dude,
well, and it took home a little trophy, and You know, just running it down the drag strip, the
That was
one
rad
pass that
too.
I made with that thing,
Yeah.
dude, you know, it was literally in the crusher line at a wrecking yard, getting ready to be crushed. And it
Shit.
was going to be gone the day of or the next day for sure. You know, if I didn't say anything, and the wrecking yard actually saw to it that I got the car. My friends, they traded scrap weight for it. Ben Green and Alex,
Dude,
they,
Ben.
you know,
Shout out, Ben.
yeah, what's up, Ben? Yeah, and you know, and then he brought the car to his house where that's where I when I picked it up, it was like a week later or 2 weeks
That
later.
dude's Benji's always dragging shit home, man. That guy's
Dude,
always
that
got a
kid,
ton of
he's
stuff,
always
dude.
got my back too, dude. No kidding you. He's
He's
always
got
got my
everyone's
back.
back. Benji's a cool kid, man. Shout out Benji.
Yeah.
He's the man. But he's always sending like texting me stuff like, "Hey man, I just brought another caddy. You want it?" I'm like, "No, dude." He's like, "Dave said you were
Yeah,
looking
and
for
he's
something."
down to hook it up. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was cool. He was basically like, "Oh, you can just come have it if you get it out of here." I was like, "Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah.
I got too much shit going on right now."
Yeah, he's that kind of guy, dude. He's given me so many parts that have been so instrumental to my success. You know, honestly, when I picked up the 924 from him, he gave me the back section of a bug pan with a transmission already on it, and I swear to God, that's what's in there right now.
Sick,
You know, so when I picked up the car, it was like literally when I chopped everything up. You know, it gave me everything to do it with.
dude.
You know, and that was uncharted territory as well. You know, doing that, but it was kind of funny because I don't have to make that car be a bug. It
Mm.
literally already kind of is in a way once you cut away the trunk pan.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know, cut down a torsion tube the right way, you know, it'll fit bolt right back into the car.
Sick.
You know, you'll have to then do a little bit of a motor mount or whatever, but you know, to carry the weight. And you know, but it was actually really straightforward and you know, very quick project. And if anybody's trying to have something a little bit different, I would say that's a cool one.
Yeah, no, for sure,
know?
dude. All the stuff that you're dealing with, get your little hands on are cool, man. You know, like I like kind of where your head's always at. You're always like trying to put things together that like, the wealth of knowledge that you have, just the experience that you have is crazy. Because I've literally been on the phone with you breaking down a theoretical build like down to like the most minute things, and I'm like, holy shit, I don't even know what you're saying anymore. You're like, oh, we can do this, and then, 944, and you like just going off, and I'm like, holy shit, I wish I had that, dude. I like forget. I'm horrible, man. Like I can research stuff, and like I had a was it like a TT, Audi TT. Never fucked with 1.8 motors in my life. It was a 225, and there was like a bunch of shit wrong with it. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking like delete the secondary air. I'm gonna delete all the bullshit off of it because you know in Central Oregon we didn't have emissions. So like I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna fucking basically get in there and pull everything, you know, do all the gaskets, fucking, and like I get through it, put everything together, and then the thing fires up and runs like a top. But I could not tell you to this day what the fuck I did. Like it is not in my head. Like I replaced all the coolant hoses. I know that. Like I deleted all the emissions shit off of it, got rid of the secondary air intake, got rid of all the fucking check valves and this and this and that. Did a boost gauge and a bunch of stuff, but I couldn't go back and tell you how I did it. You know what I mean? Like I had a ton of reference material. Like I had like the TT Bentley, and then I would pull up, you know, fucking build threads or YouTube, whatever. And I'm like, what is this? What is this? I don't know. You know what I mean? And I made it work, but I don't retain any of that. Like I never retain any of the knowledge for the shit. And it's like, man, I wish I could fucking remember stuff, you know? You just have it like in your head. It's like photographic memory. It's crazy.
It is. It's kind of funny that way. Yeah, it's definitely, there's a huge database up there, dude.
Yeah, I know. I've heard it. It's nuts. Where do you go from here, dude? Like the truck, the coupe, the 924. You're going to start messing with the 997, right? I think you said.
Yeah, I've got that 997 coming up, but you know the reality of it is I'm going to still kind of throw little curveballs like this into the mix, you know.
Mm-hmm.
this truck really wasn't accounted for right now. I wasn't really trying to do it. I just decided to jump in and just do it.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, as for whatever it's worth, I should be on the Jetta Coupe. And that should be my primary target right now. But unfortunately, I'm just kind of dinking with this and waiting on parts for that. And then my new motor. I've got to come up with a new motor. So, you know, so I can get the right things coming. But I literally will have that car running by spring too. So,
dude,
you know, I don't know what's really to come of it. I know that I don't want to do a lot of more of the air cooled bug pan stuff. I do, but I don't, you know, it's part of me is just kind of wearing out a little bit, you know, where
I could see
my
that.
joints hurt from running the saws and the grinders, my lungs hurt, you know, it's like,
yeah.
You know, and I ain't got time to waste. You know, when I'm cutting something, I'm not putting a mask on. I'll barely air out the shop 5 hours later. I'm spitting up black stuff. You know, it's like, you know, I
PPE,
just,
bro.
You know, I wish there was somebody that was behind me and just cleaned up.
PPE, bro. I mean, if we lived closer, I'd be your shop. I'd be your shop bitch. I don't want to say it to be offensive.
Yeah, you'd have a lot of work to do.
Dude, I mean, I love being around that kind of stuff, dude. You know, I love being
around.
I
go and then I clean. I'll go and then I clean. You know what I mean? Yeah. So basically, I really like organization. That's like the key.
Yeah.
If I could be more organized, I certainly would.
Yeah.
You know, trying to tighten up my shop group this year, you know, before winter came in, you know, changing up the shop a little bit's helped out.
So. No, yeah, dude, I'm the same way. Like, I kind of have OCD with stuff though. Like things have to go back. Like if things start to get too crazy, and I don't do anything crazy, man. I'll blow a suspension out and do whatever. But even, you know, if things start to get crazy, I'm like, I can't deal with it. And I'll have to fucking reorganize everything to make sure, you know what I mean? I'm sure you're kind of the same way, but, what we should do, man, is you should finish that truck and fucking, I know you're up for fucking driving. We should go fucking take that around the country, man. Like,
dude, I'm going to take it down to you and I'm going to put my dirt bike in the back. Trust me. I'm going to show up there with my dirt bike and my cool truck.
Fuck yes.
And I'm going to be down there in no time. The reality of it is, I think I just need about, 2 or 3 more weeks,
well,
with it. And honestly, that's pushing it because I'm kind of trying to do a nice, I want to do a really nice job on the firewall and the floors and everything. So, and I basically have everything here, so nothing's stopping me but air and opportunity.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking of
that being said,
I'm thinking of like shows next year, dude. Like if you showed up at Mark 1 Madness with that thing, like,
oh my God,
dude, and people be stoked.
Yeah, we need to go to the East Coast, dude. We do. We need to stop screwing around and get over there.
Yeah, I know, dude.
And then, because our shows will be there every year. So why dick around with ours? We'll go over there.
Yeah.
Kick it with these guys and actually put names and faces and hang out together.
Definitely need to.
Like that one we were talking about last night, or you guys were, where it's like a 4-day thing. That's what we need. We need events that are going to be a period of time, and maybe even if they're back to back. So say we go over there 1 week, it takes us half a week to get there because it's a 4-day trip truck, hauling butt.
Yeah.
And then, you have that weekend that we get there, and then the next weekend, and then we head back.
Yeah.
Something like that works out for anybody.
Dude, I mean, I'm fucking.
But what we can do.
If you're down to drive, I'm down to fly, bro. I just need an internet connection in my laptop, dude, and I just work. But no, like.
Well, you have it easy. Me and Tyson are going to be doing a lot of driving, I think.
What was I just going to say? We're talking on our, me and Mike were talking on Instagram Live last night. I seriously want to do a show, and you being from Oregon, you kind of know the geography and all the homies from the Pacific Northwest listening. I really want to do like an event at Hoodoo. Like right outside of Sisters, in the summertime.
I love it.
That the ski lodge there during the summertime. It's
we'll call it Heroes on the Summit or something.
Dude, something rad, and do like a whole.
Bro, back in the day, up by Bachelor, dude, there used to be times, and I'm not saying who was out there, but we're 300 cars deep up in the mountains, you
Dude.
know, and there's no, you know what I mean? And you could literally have a car show up in the middle of that with, you know, there's big areas up
Yeah.
there that, you know.
No, I want to do it at Hoodoo. Hoodoo's a little ski lodge, a little ski resort, and it's a small mountain thing. It's not even a mountain, dude. It's like a cinder fucking
dust pile.
Butte. It's a cinder butte.
Yeah.
But in the summertime, they do autocrosses and stuff in that parking lot. And that it's like a beautiful, it's a beautiful like backdrop for a car show. And I'm like, dude, it'd be sick to like, you know, and we know so many people, you know, in that area who do like food trucks, beer garden, just like make it sick. It's something me and Ty have been talking about.
It ain't hard to get to either. It's a good one.
No, it's a fucking great drive too. You know,
because you got, you're just coming over, you know, for the people coming over, they're just coming over Highway 20. That's easy for a lot of people, you know, and then, dude, that Highway 22, you know,
it's a beautiful
Highway 20,
drive too.
A lot of people
glassy road, beautiful drive.
Hour and a half, you're there.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude.
if it's even that, if you're from the Valley or Salem, it's like an hour and a half.
I really want to do something fucking really cool that's like, you know, at the caliber.
Well, if we do something like that, we should do it like a camp out thing where like, you know, because for me, I don't want to go there for one day. You know?
Yeah.
A lot of times I can't get enough out in a day.
I wanted to make it a 3-day event and do shit around, like, you know, Friday night at like a brewery in Bend, you know, and then Saturday I want to do Saturday the show at Hoodoo, and then Sunday like a drive or like something, you know, just like so it's
we could do like a little bit of a poker run too, or like a poker drive, or like stop at certain places, and then maybe we can get them involved.
Yeah, dude, get some people from, you know, the East Coast.
Then, you know, up by Hoodoo though, there's some roads that go off in there that are like the coolest cruising roads. We get in, pack in, and just photo shoot the whole way. Because I mean, it's nothing but beautiful, dude, up there.
The Crooked River Highway that goes from like Highway 20 when you head east to go to Boise, and you cut through, and it cuts through. I'm gonna like. Brain fart on all the little towns. No, it's before Burns. You cut off and it goes through basically up the Crooked River to up to Redmond, I think, basically. It pops you out over there.
Like
Prineville?
Like the Prineville.
Yeah, it'll pop you out like Prineville, and then you can come back in and keep going up.
Yeah.
But that fucking road is fucking sick, dude. It is a rad, cool, scenic road, and if you hit it at a good time, there's nobody out there.
Yeah.
You know? So, I don't know. I want to do something cool. I am super jealous of all like the East Coast shows and stuff every year. But we do definitely need to go out there. And this is something I was talking to Mike about too. But you made a good point. Like, dude, the shows are always going to be here. We need to get out there and do something different. And my whole thing was like, man, I really only have Pacific Waterland every year to like take a car to, you know? So when we start getting closer to that show, if there's things that are going around, it's like, well, fuck, man, I want to be excited to have a car somewhere, or to take a trip somewhere, to be involved with that. You know what I mean? But I don't know, maybe this year we'll make a different run.
Well, you know, and you know, we do a lot, like we'll go to like the bug in and the bug runs and stuff like that, and then we go up to like spring meet, you know, so we still, you know, like, you know, there's a lot of stuff that we do. Leavenworth, the Cross Hall Cruise. I mean, we do typically try to hit every one of those, you know, like but you know, we are really, and not to say we're limited, because I believe it's one of the best shows probably in the States, but the Pacific Waterland's a really good one.
Yeah, no, it's a great show.
It's only getting better again. And after, you know, COVID, the first run wasn't as good, but you know, this last year was amazing.
Yeah.
And Joe and Carrie nailed it this year.
For sure, again. Man. All of the Double J, shout out Double J, Joey, Carrie, Dave. They're all super cool people too, man. Like really down to earth, awesome, down to help everybody out, and their show's like awesome. That's why I was saying like it's hard for me to miss it because I love it so much. But not only that, like it's close enough for me to get a car to, you know what I mean, and like be involved, drive around and hang out. And you just got to pick stuff on the calendar that's outside of that. I still want to make it to Pacific Waterland. So just got to kind of see how the 3 big shows I want to make it to, all the East Coast homies, is Euro Tripper. Let me see. I just had them on the top of my head, and now I'm spacing.
That Euros at the Summit or whatever we were going to do with Tyson. I literally had a plane ticket and I built a deck instead.
Euro Summit, yeah, that looked like a great one, dude. Super chill. I like those shows that have like that backdrop. You know what I mean? Like that little small town vibe that kind of goes with the show.
There was another one up north that was like that. Like I can't remember where it was, but it was in like a grass field and it was all low. You're low down.
Is that Corey's show in Maine?
It's up in Seattle somewhere.
Oh,
huh?
Seattle. Huh.
Well, I think it was up north or somewhere up there. It was, it was another something. I can't remember the name of it, but it was good.
It was a Volkswagen show?
It was a really good one.
That's still running?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Huh. I know.
I don't know if it is or not. But, the truth is that it's going to take, somebody to take the time to invest in doing it because, what it is we just don't have anybody wanting to take that role. Yeah. And it's really too bad because, it's almost like we're almost cutting ourselves a little deep by only having a limited amount of shows to begin with. You know,
for sure. And there's quality of cars. There's quality and quantity of cars, especially when you look at the Pacific Northwest. There's just so much cool shit. Oregon, Washington, Northern California. Like, there's just so much fucking cool shit and not enough events to flush it all out. You know what I mean? So.
Well, even Northern California, dude, we're not that far from them. I would even come down and then we can go down there. Yeah. Because anywhere from San Francisco and up, that's not that far away. Mm-hmm. And there's like Redding, Sacramento, those 2 places. I mean, they're in hot VWs. I mean, those shows are big.
Yeah. Buggerama's a big one in Sac, but.
Yeah.
I don't know. And California's kind of I think it got harder to put shows on in there. It's just like I don't know. Car culture there is kind of weird from what I experienced.
Well, even all across the United States, we're very different. And the cars that were just shipped, that are in these locations, like we have tons of Subarus and Volkswagens on the West Coast. Yeah. And literally down south, you'll never see a Subaru or different models of cars on the East or the West. And so, the guys that are deep rooted up there in PA, which mad props to you guys because
PA homies,
dude, they roll hard. They roll hard. Mark 1 still.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
They've got the worst conditions to save a Mark 1. Period.
Me and Mike were talking about that last night. Like I was saying, I send out these FYEAH Volkswagen stickers, and there's always a PA address in there. And anything I want to buy, anytime I'm scrolling through the classifieds, is always in fucking PA. I'm always like, damn it, they have everything there. But they're always like, you got all the clean cars out there on the West Coast. Ours are all rotted shit boxes, but they have all the fucking parts that we want.
Yeah.
Shit.
God, they got gold over there, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, dude. So, we'll think about something, dude. I really do want to fucking put on a cool, not even just a show, but our community is like a lifestyle. I'm picturing a lifestyle event, totally. Where you incorporate music, you incorporate other things. It's not just a car show in a parking lot. I want it to be something cool and legit. But me and Tyre spitballing some stuff. It's kind of harder now that I'm out in Boise now. I've kind of got my feelers out. It's very, there's not a huge water-cooled scene here. There's a lot of air-cooleds running around. I know a couple of water-cooled dudes holding it down, but definitely, we're nowhere near what it was like in Oregon or even in California when I was living there.
Well, what you need to do is just keep getting, your local little crew going, Yeah. You just keep going down to the skate park.
That's what I need to do.
Doing what you're doing.
I need to collect all the shit boxes and just start selling them to homies around me and just start propagating Water cooled
Get people
scene.
involved. Force them.
Just being like, "Urgh."
Next thing you know, you're gonna be like me, and you're gonna have to go over to their house and work on their cars so that
Oh,
they can
nah,
go
dude,
there.
they wouldn't have me work on them. I'd be like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Let's call Dave.
Dude, if I could just do it all, it'd be great. But man, I get my hands so deep into things, it's crazy.
Man, like I said, if we live closer, it'd be fucking super rad to come hang out and give you a hand and just see all the crazy shit you're into. But damn it.
We'll come up this summer or this spring or something, you know, and the weather's good, and we'll get out and do some stuff.
I definitely want to make a trip. Like I
find
told
a way
you,
to do some
I
cool-
want to come out and like
Yeah.
stay with you for a week and just fucking hang out, you know, and just
Dude,
hang
we'd be
out.
totally comfortable, dude. Totally.
rad.
Got a killer bedroom, freaking bathroom of your own, dude. Nice freaking.
I just need a
Dude,
fucking.
you
I
have
just need a
360
couch.
degrees view.
I don't care if I was just chilling on a couch, dude. You know what I mean? I'm pretty low maintenance.
Yeah,
Just a couch
We'll
and some
take care of you.
beers, and fucking let's just hang out and fucking talk shop. That's all I want. But fucking Dave, dude,
well, we gotta do some.
it's fucking amazing to have you on and talk to you on the podcast finally. I know we talk to each other a lot anyways, but it feels good to like just fucking get this thing going again, have you on, be able to fucking, you know, get into some of your projects and stuff. Hopefully everybody listening and watching on YouTube eventually, please follow this man. Check him out. Volkswagen Rabbit on Instagram. Are you doing anything on YouTube? We were talking about getting you a YouTube channel.
I don't
right?
have anything. I think you and I talked about we need to
Yeah.
figure this out. So yeah, we'll get some YouTube stuff going.
But follow this dude on Instagram. He builds cool shit. He's a really cool fucking dude. Like, oh, I can't wait to see all the rest of the shit you got going on. Getting the coupe finished, getting that fucking lifted rabbit truck beast behind you done. Like some of the other projects you have coming up. Fuck, I'm super excited, dude. And again, thanks for coming on. Saying what's up.
Yeah.
We'll definitely do this again because there's a lot of shit we didn't talk about.
Yeah, dude, you could probably go on a while.
Oh, dude. So we'll definitely have to have you back on. But, dude, Dave, thank you so much again. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We're back, baby. Bye.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, podcast! Fuck yeah, podcast! Fuck yeah, podcast! Fuck yeah, podcast!